collector, if you're a gem lover and a gem collector, Himalayan gems, you seek out beautiful, rare, unusual things because the silversmithery is so spectacular that you want to grace it with really spectacular, beautiful stones. And
That's
this
right.
is neat.
And Colleen, I just want to mention that every piece is constructed around the gemstone. None of the work starts until the gems get there.
Right.
And these came all the way from the UP, the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, where the world's richest copper deposits, you know, still are, but they're just very far underground, so they haven't been mining them. These are pieces that would have been taken out up to a ton in weight, you know, up to 150 years ago. And there's some, you know, some very dedicated rock hounds, you know, rock lovers who salvage these stones and then cut out the most beautiful parts and then polish them. So you're getting, these are a combination of jasper, feldspars, and then you have the pure copper running through them.
And I was saying earlier, you know, we're seeing a lot of stones being sort of manufactured this way, where they're infusing the bronze or the copper to create metal matrix because it looks so beautiful. This is not that. This is done by nature. This is natural. This is genuine natural. It's very rare, frankly. We have never seen it before. It's our first time ever to sell it.
And to tell you the truth, you know, when we got this lot for HSN, we've been looking for some more, and we're not getting the same quality that we saw before. So, you know, when you're looking at pieces like this, as Colleen was saying, for the collectors out there, these are stunning pieces. These are integral pieces that are taken out of the ground. They're not recombined afterwards. Half an ounce of sterling silver in this ring.
There you go. So that's a good point. These are weighty rings. By the way, with Himalayan gem rings, I always go up one size. So just to be on the safe side, go up one size to get a perfect fit. This is so classy and so gorgeous. There are, and by the way, when this sells out, you absolutely will not see it back this year because we don't even have access until you track more down somewhere, somehow.
And that won't be until February at the next Tucson show.
Well, there you go.
Because with people like this, what they do is they spend a year getting their production
accumulating.
Together. That's right.
Right.
That's right.
So the thing to note, and I'll have Dan take me through what's left here. These are almost gone. Pendants versus rings. We do have all the sizes available. Pendant, we have only 50 left. So last call shortly goes out of the pendant. The ring, we do have sizes 6 through 12, single digits now left in terms of sizing for the ring. But the bottom line is, you know, copper is fascinating too. There's a lot of lore about how important it is and how cool it is to wear copper as a stone next to your skin. So the fact that you have the natural copper with natural feldspar. Right.
That's, I mean, how cool, you know, we have our turquoise, but this is a new one. And when we first saw this, we just fell in love with it. We knew we had to buy everything we could possibly get our hands on.
Love it. Tell me a little bit about the workmanship in this pendant, because this is just unbelievable. Look at how beautiful this pendant is and the detail. Every little bit of swirled metal and lace is done totally by hand.
You know, if I could just take a few seconds to get back to the history of the jewelers of Nepal. The kings of Nepal who ran the country, no one was allowed into the country, no one was allowed out of the country. The Prince of Wales came, I've seen movies when he came in the early 19th century to go hunting. So the kings there were jewelry fanatics. And they had communities of jewelers all over the country. In Kathmandu, the capital, where they had their main palace, was where the best jewelers were. These jewelers' ancestors were the personal jewelers to the royal family of Nepal. So when you're looking at a piece like this, the random wire technique that Colleen was talking about, this wire work, this impeccable silver setting, the setting of the gemstones, and the wire work was, you know, basically passed down through the generations from the royal jewelers to the jewelers we work with today.
There you go. And that's why when you look at this and you think it looks like an antique, it looks like royalty, it is. This is, again, these are traditions that are passed down from father to son, grandson, and it is the identical technique and workmanship that they were doing that many years ago.
And that's an ounce of sterling silver in this piece of jewelry. And, you know, an interesting, when I first went into business, what we used to do is just buy some things and bring them back. My main customers, this is almost 30 years ago, were antique dealers. Because no one else really understood this kind of jewelry at that point.
Oh, that's interesting.
They sold it as antiques. I've never actually done that, but I always say to people, you know, this is a disappearing craft.
Right.
And, you know, a generation down the road, pieces like this will be showing up in estate sales. They'll be showing up in antique shops because...